Hey, what's up everybody? Thunderfist 1978 here. I'm standing outside an arcade called Event Horizon. Just found out about it not too long ago, and this arcade is located in Bardstown, Kentucky. From what I understand, it's $15 to get in the door, and then all the games are set to free play. Here you guys can see their business hours. Now where it says Monday 22, you can just disregard that, so that they would no doubt open at noon instead of 10 in the evening, as that shows. Okay, so let's head on inside and see what all games we have here.
Good afternoon.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well, friend. How about yourself? Oh, hey. Are you actually from Galloping Ghost, or did you
No, I used to take regular trips there like every year. That's my first time here.
Awesome. So let me go ahead and get you rung up, friend. Ticket. 15 and 20.
So I've got a friend who told me about an arcade called Lily Pad. Was that you?
Yeah.
That's what I thought, because I noticed the games in the pictures were the same.
Nope. That was our little starting point.
Awesome.
Well, yeah, all the games are set to free play. They just got a button on the cabinet to get it to point up.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you. If you need help with anything, just holler at me.
All right, thanks so much. Okay, folks. So yeah, you can see they've got free play buttons on all the games, like you can see here on this 4-player X-Men, which is always a great one to see. We got The Simpsons right next to it, two very classic Konami beat 'em ups. And then we got another classic beat 'em up right next to it, Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja. I still remember the first time I saw that one at a gas station. I'm wanting to say in Tennessee, like back in the late 80s, early 90s. And look at this one, Gauntlet Dark Legacy. That's in, I haven't seen too many cabinets like that, but almost looks like a Capcom Deluxe cabinet. I could be wrong on that, though.
That's a showcase cabinet.
Oh, it's a showcase. So, did Capcom put those out, or is that an original Atari?
I think that's the Midway when they put those out. They got two different kinds of cabinets.
Okay. Yeah, I see the Midway logo on it now, because I know they bought out Atari games like back in the late 90s. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. Okay, so we got a Q*bert over here. Unfortunately, it looks like it's not running. Yeah. Yeah, so that one's out of commission at the moment. Tron, if you grew up in the 80s, you know about Tron. Came out around the same time as the movie and actually enjoyed more success than the movie. And look at this one right here. Spectre Files Deathstalker. You could overhear myself and the owner chatting earlier. We talked about Galloping Ghost Arcade. They're actually the reason this game ended up getting released. The footage in it was actually filmed back in the 80s, and one of the people in it is a very young Brian Colin, who went on to do artwork for a lot of Midway's games back in the day, like Rampage, Swackery, just to name a couple of them. But they never were able to release the game, and then Doc Mack and the folks at Galloping Ghost said, you know what, this really needs to get released, so we're going to get the ball rolling on that. So thanks to them, the game finally got released. Here we have Hyperdrive. Oh, by the way, if you see any Deathstalkers, that's Galloping Ghost is where it came from also, from what I understand. We got a Hyperdrive. I've never played that, but this looks to be a Midway racing game. And we've got another great racing game right next to it, Super Hang-On by Sega. Haven't seen too many of those recently, but used to see them quite a bit here and there. And then we have a Hydro Thunder, which another great Midway racing game where you race boats instead of cars. And look at this one right here. I had never heard of Racing Force until I saw it in their photo. This is a Konami racer, and apparently it's got some rarity to it. I can't wait to try that one a little later. We got Cruis'n Exotica, yet another great racer by Midway. A lot of the Cruis'n games. I don't know if Eugene Jarvis had anything to do with Hydro Thunder, but he was one of the main people behind the Cruis'n series. And he later started up Raw Thrills, which if you go to arcades nowadays, you're likely to see a lot of their stuff. Rally X, I got to tell you a little something about Rally X. So Rally X came out around the same time as games like Pac-Man and Defender, but apparently at the show, everybody thought that Rally X was going to be the runaway hit, and Pac-Man and Defender were going to bomb. Pac-Man because it just kept going on, and they said it wasn't exciting. Defender was just too complicated with its controls, and they thought Rally X was going to be the one that was the big hit. Well, guess what happened? I never saw Rally X when I was a kid. The matter of fact, the first Rally X I ever saw was back in 2013. This is only like the second upright and the fourth Rally X overall that I think I've ever seen. It's really cool to see it here. Here's a Junior Pac-Man, which is in a converted cabinet. Very, very nice artwork. If you would know dedicated Junior Pac-Man if you saw it, because they have the same cabinet style as Mappy, oversized logo and all. So if it's in a standard cabinet like this, then it's a conversion. But still, one of my favorite games in the Pac-Man franchise, along with Pac-Mania and Ms. Pac-Man. And here we have, well, you can't see the logo lit up, but this is a Superman. To be honest with you, I think this is like the best Superman game that's ever been made. Taito really made an effort to do this one right. And then we have Shinobi over here, a very, very classic game by Sega. Always love seeing this one. And here we have an Asteroids. I don't think I need to tell you guys anything about Asteroids that you don't know already. Now, here's what I've never seen before. This one and Racing Force. This is Heavy Unit, which, as I understand, is a Toaplan game, which was actually released by Taito. But I have never seen this one, and I'm looking forward to playing that a little later. Now, here's a game I'm no stranger to. This is Midway's Gorf, which unfortunately has never seen an uncensored home release. They always have to censor the Galaxians level because they didn't have Namco's permission to use the name or the level, so they've always had to change that one. But that's also one of the early examples of voiceover in arcade games. Here we have Galaxian, which very, very classic shooter by Namco, released by Midway. And here we have Galaga right next to it, which I don't think I need to tell you guys anything about this one that you don't know already. Hey, look at this. There is a Star Trek Voyager arcade game here, and it is signed by Brian Colin. Mentioned his name a little bit earlier. Here we have Roston, which is a classic Taito game, very Conan the Barbarian inspired. Here we have Burger Time. Again, what more do I need to tell you that you don't already know about this one? Then we have Donkey Kong 3. This is like one of the rarer Donkey Kong games, and it looks to be in a Donkey Kong Junior cabinet. I'm going based on the orange down here. That's usually the typical color that those were. Here we have Arkanoid, which I think I saw that one when I looked at the pictures, but I'm not sure if I 100% remembered it when I walked in the door. And look at this right here. This is a Pleiades, released by. You can see Century put this out, but it was actually created by Tekkon. You can see right there. Later became Tecmo, the creators of games like the Dead or Alive series, the Ninja Gaiden series, Bomb Jack, and so many other games back in the day. And look at this one right here. This is Phoenix, one of my absolute all-time favorite shooting games. Actually got an award back in 1980 for having just about the best graphics of any game that had come out at that time. Another of the all-time great shooters. Now this one right here, this is Eagle, but this this game was not created by Century. This was actually, it started off its life as Moon Cresta. This is the North American licensed version of it. What do I need to tell you about Space Invaders that you don't already know? It's always such a great thing to see this game. Came out the same year I was born, and I'm so happy to see it here. Here we have a game called Johnny Nero Action Hero. I don't know anything about this game, but I'm looking forward to checking that one out a little later. We have Maximum Force, which was kind of a sequel to, or an offshoot of Area 51, if you will. Here we have a Virtua Cop. The marquee is missing, but you can see that it's basically as Virtua Cop. We have Mace: The Dark Age, which I haven't seen this one too much, but that's a fighting game that Atari Games put out, and when it came out on the N64, it was known as the first fighting game released on the N64 to feature fatalities. But I don't think I've ever played it any time I've seen it, which hasn't been too often. Here we have a Marvel vs. Capcom, very, very classic Capcom fighting game that introduced some Marvel characters into the mix. Well, blended them, I should say. But it wasn't the first one to do that. The first one to blend Marvel and Capcom characters was X-Men vs. Street Fighter. That's actually looks to be a Japanese board that it's running, because I just noticed some kanji on there. What do we got here? We got a world-class bowling. I can't remember who made this. I'm wanting to say it was Incredible Technologies, but I could be wrong about that. Again, what more needs to say about Pac-Man that you guys don't already know? This game, at the time, they were producing like 1,200 Pac-Man machines a day. That just goes to show what a successful game this was. It enjoyed even more success here in North America than it did in Japan, and that says a lot right there. Here we have Mortal Kombat. Again, what more needs to be said about this one? Like, it wasn't the first fighting game to feature digitized actors, but undoubtedly it was the most successful one at the time, and of course it got a lot of talks going on about the seriousness of the violence in video games. And here we have Mortal Kombat 2, which followed it up, and you can see great graphics and animation for the time. Here's Tekken 3, which that's a Namco series. I always liked Virtua Fighter a little more because it's more fast-paced, but Tekken's a great series in its own right. Here we have an Ultraman. This is only the second Ultraman I've ever seen, with Galloping Ghosts Ultraman being the first one, and unfortunately it's not working right now. Hopefully in the future I'll get to play this one in a future visit. Here we have Rampage. I brought that game up earlier. You can see the great artwork by Brian Colin here. That's not going to be a score that's easily beaten. Although continues may have been used, but I can't prove that. I may be wrong on that. Okay, I saw something about a Kaiju Rumble, but I didn't realize that was a reference to Ultraman Pinball. That is a great looking pinball machine. I'm looking forward to trying that one out later. And here we have a Godzilla one right next to it. A RoboCop. Okay, that one's a Data East pin. I'm not sure about these other two. I'm not sure if those are Data East or not. Okay, this one's a Stern. So
this is Stern, and Ultraman is Spooky.
Oh, Spooky. That's the company that made it.
Mm-hmm. Spooky's one of the newer ones.
Okay, I'm not familiar with them, but
they got a couple of really nice machines. We'd like to get our hands on an Evil Dead, but everybody got their hands on Evil Dead, so we gotta wait till that comes to the secondary market.
Oh man, I can't wait to see that when you guys get it.
Oh, yeah, but we're working on getting another Stern right now.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Which one is it?
King Kong.
Oh, guys.
We're looking for, we do not just, we like our retro games, obviously we love them.
Yeah.
We love the history of them, but we also like getting new games as well.
That's awesome. So did you hear that, guys? They're looking to get their hands on King Kong, which is a Stern pinball. So if you come check them out, look for that one in the future. Okay, this is a classic one, High-Low Ace by Bally. It looks like, I'm guessing this one's like from the 60s or or 70s, perhaps?
76.
Okay, so I wasn't too far
So
off.
yeah, this is these were made towards the tail end of the electromagnetic era.
Oh, nice. I've seen a few Bally pins from the 70s, but that's the first time I've ever seen this one.
It's a fun game. It's got a lot of nice flow to it.
Yeah, I love the way the table is set up. Too bad folks looking at the video can't really see it, but that's got a very nice table. You'll definitely appreciate it more when you see it in person. Here we have a Super Flight, which is a Williams pin. Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, now you guys can see the tables a little better. Get a good look at those. Oh wow, that one lights up really nice. That Ultraman one. So let's get another look at the pins we've looked at so far. Here we have a Williams Fun Fest, which this also looks to be.
That one's off for now. I had a solenoid go out on the ball counter.
Oh man.
That part is on its way. Should be here within the week.
Okay, do you happen to know when this one came out?
1973.
Okay, I had a feeling it was. I think this one's from the 60s.
69.
1969. This is Gottlieb's Funland. This is back in the 70s. Williams was the #2 pinball company in the world. I would say Gottlieb was probably #1. And here we have Friendship by Williams. I've never heard of this one.
Friendship 7.
Friendship 7. Oh.
From 1962. And here's
Oh,
one of the
wow.
cool things about this one. You pick up the game, but notice how the ball hasn't popped out?
Yeah. Oh.
You man,
Oh,
that's one, like I said, early EM.
wow. I've never seen one that works like that. That is so cool.
Yeah, you can actually do manual multi-ball with that one.
Wow. Guys, I don't know what to say. I had no idea they were doing stuff like this back then. That is so cool. Okay, what do we got over here? We've got a few more games that we haven't looked at yet. We have a Super Mario Brothers and a Mario Brothers cabinet. I'm not sure if that's... No... I've seen a similar cabinet somewhere else, but it's not the same one because the one I was looking at had a Mario Brothers control panel. But always great to see this one. Here we have a Donkey Kong. Of course, what else do I need to say about this one, right? Originally, it was planned to be a Popeye game. They couldn't get the rights to it, and the characters in Donkey Kong are meant to mirror the love triangle of the Popeye characters. Here we have a Donkey Kong Jr. And as you can see, it has the orange down here, just like the Donkey Kong 3 had. That's what leads me to believe it may have originally been a Donkey Kong Jr. Here we have a Time Crisis 2. I've seen Time Crisis around, never played it. That may change today. Here we have Centipede, which is another classic Atari game. We have a Frogger. What more needs to be said about Frogger, right? One of the all-time classics. Actually, it was made by Konami and released by Sega here in the U.S. And Sega later went on to make a game called Ribbit, which got them in trouble with Konami. And as I understand, there's only one board set that exists of it. And if you go up to Galloping Ghost Arcade, you can play it there. Only place in the world that has Ribbit. Here we have Pac-Man Plus, which there's a debate going on and on about whether or not it was licensed by Namco. I think it might be because it's seen release on some of the other compilations that have come out over the years. And here we have Ms. Pac-Man. I mentioned earlier this is one of my favorite Pac-Man games. All right, folks, I'm going to get to playing, but if you come down to the Event Horizon, these are the games that you'll find and you'll get to enjoy. This is Thunderfist 1978, signing off.